Hey, after closing over 22 million in sales personally, I've discovered a faster way to close more deals. And in this video, I want to break down my invisible close framework. Now, my name is Jason James. Over the last 10 years, I've trained thousands of professionals just like yourself to close more deals without actually having to sell. Now, why should you believe me? Well, not only have I done it for myself, I've done it for my clients too, who've gone on to generate over 200 million in sales using this stuff. I'm an ex-psychiatric nurse. I've studied heavily on how humans behave. And once you understand how humans behave, you can sell effortlessly. So let's break this down. What is the invisible close framework? Using this correctly will allow you to close more deals without the prospect even knowing that you're closing them. So this is my simple framework. Let's get stuck into it. First one, challenge. What does that actually mean? Basically, what brought the prospect onto the call today? You see, for most sales professionals and most business owners trying to close a client or a prospect, what they're doing is they're spending too much time in the beginning part of the call, kind of using fluffy stuff like, how are you, how's it going, blah, 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 which is fine. You want to build a bit of rapport, but what you want to do is go straight into what brought the prospect onto the call today. Don't make an assumption that they want to buy from you. Don't make an assumption that you know what their problem is. So at this stage, you're just going to ask a simple question. What brought you here today? And what you're listening for are problems. Now, it's important. This is just this is a framework. It's important that you add some steps in here. Once you've heard their first problem, for example, let's say they jump on a call with you, say, look, I'm really struggling with my sales right now, and I heard you are the person who can help me with this. Great, you're gonna repeat it back to them in the same words. Well, thank you for saying that. So just so we're clear, you are struggling with your sales, and you heard that I can help you with that. Is that correct? Yes, fantastic. So then next you're going to probe a little bit more before you move on to the next step. You're going to ask them, okay, where else is a lack of sales affecting you right now? Where else is it affecting your business? And what you're listening for are more problems. So they might say something along the lines of, well, it's affecting my cash flow, which is going to affect my ability to be able to pay my bills and pay my staff and ultimately grow my company. So again, you listen to what they say, you repeat it back, and then you're going to ask another question. Okay, well, ask them a different question. Who is this impacting? Is there anyone else it's impacting, this lack of cash flow? What we're doing here is we're helping them expand the challenge and see that the problem is a lot deeper than sales. And it depends how far you want to go with this, but I often sometimes go as deep as, hey, how is this affecting your life at home? Like, it's up to me to go as far as I can, but you've got to know when to stop, okay? You've got to use a bit of intuition here. You don't want to annoy your prospect as well. Now, once you've got some good ammunition here, you move on to the next step, which is curious. What does that mean? You get curious about what have they tried already. This is an important step which a lot of sales professionals don't even use. You've got to get curious. What have they tried already? Because trust me on this, a lot of people have tried something, whether they've tried to do it themselves or whether they've already hired someone to help them with their problem. They've tried something in the past. And it's important that you find out what specifically. Why? Because it's going to help you to steer the conversation in a way that makes you look different to what they've tried before. If you skip this step, ultimately when you get down to the close, they're going to have an objection around, well, what makes you different to other people? I've tried this stuff before, it hasn't worked. And before you know it, you're arguing with the prospect. So it's important that you get curious about what have they tried before that hasn't actually worked, so that you can establish that early on so you don't get set up for a trap later on. Once you've done that, you then want to go into like the doctor frame, which is the doctor frame in sales. Clarify what you've been speaking about, and then wearing your professional hat, clarify or diagnose what the actual problem is. Based on all the information that you've got so far, what their challenges are, what they've tried already that hasn't worked, you can now precisely diagnose what their actual problem is, because that's what a doctor does. And once you've diagnosed what their problem is, you then move on to the cure. Now, what's the cure? Your solution, right? That is the cure. Now, don't do what a lot of rookies do, which is now start puking all the benefits of their products and services and listing all the things that they can do for the prospect all in one go. Don't do that. What you want to do is, if you've done stage one correctly and you've listened to the challenge, you want to pick 1 to 2, maybe even 3 of the biggest bleeding neck problems that the prospect has got, and you want to link parts of your solution, the cure, to those specific problems, okay? So let's say the person actually, they're really struggling with objection handling. For me, for example, in my training company, we help people with sales. I would heavily focus on the cure. Part of my solution would be helping you close more deals, handling objections before they come up, and then using a very simple framework and practice and role play to close more deals and handle objections without having to mince your words or forget what to say or feel like you're getting flustered at that point, okay? So I would heavily focus, the part of my solution would help them with more objection handling. Now, I do other things. I help you cold call, I help you prospect better, I help you lead score better, I help you to overcome your own internal challenges when it comes to selling. There's loads of things that I do in my programs, but for this particular problem, they're really, really struggling with objections. So I link my cure to that. Forget all the other stuff because it's just going to confuse them. Now, once you've prescribed the cure, super important that we move on to the next step. Hey, it's Jason here. Sorry to interrupt the video real quick. I'll let you get back into it in a second. I get a lot of requests from people wanting to work with me, wanting to get more information about how they can get some help to level up their sales, grow their sales teams, train their sales teams, whether you're running a company yourself or you're in sales yourself. Like, look, here's what I want you to do. Just comment below the video right now, number. Comment the word number, and I'll personally send you my WhatsApp, and we can have a conversation on WhatsApp about how we can work together, okay? It's free. Conversations cost nothing, so comment number down below. Let's see how I can help you. Super important that we move on to the next step. This step, when missed, affects the close, right? Yes, you might have a great cure for their problem, and yes, you're looking for signs, okay? Look, I'm just giving you a fast-paced video here. I do a lot more in-depth stuff in my trainings where we're looking for cues. We're looking for, non-verbal cues. We're looking for their pupils. Do they dilate or are they constricting? Like, we're looking for all of these things to see, are they actually excited about moving forwards? Now, if you're not looking at all these things, you'll miss cues. What I'm looking for before I go to the close is, look, hey, this is the cure. Now I'm looking for a commitment. Are they 10 out of 10 committed to investing in solving their problem? Are they 10 out of 10 committed to actually doing the work to solve their problem? Now, here's my personal preference. It's entirely up to you. Unless they're a 10 out of 10, I don't like to move on to the close. Now, I've tested this God knows how many times. And whenever I've let people get through on a 9 out of 10 even, I've always met more resistance here. You see, even if someone says they're 9 out of 10, there's still a 10% chance that they're going to back out. So unless I get a 10 out of 10 commitment, I don't move on to the next step. So if they are 10 out of 10, happy days, okay? As long as I'm happy with that, because by the way, not everything that comes out of someone's mouth is true. So when they're saying this, I'm also calibrating on their body language to see whether they're lying or not, okay? If I'm not certain that they're 10 out of 10, I will challenge them on that before. I will just challenge them. Are you sure? Are you sure? And once I'm happy, then I'll move on to the close. Now, let's say for argument's sake, they're not a 10 out of 10. What do? Very simple. What you do instead is you go, hey, great. Well, look, we're getting closer. Let's say they're 8 out of 10. Say, fantastic, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect. I'm so happy that you're moving in the right direction. Most people are not that committed. Now, in my experience, whenever we're not 10 out of 10 committed to do something, there's always that small percentage that will overtake the higher percentage of the good and unfortunately help us go back into our old ways. So I don't want you to fail, and I definitely don't want to work with you if I think there's any doubt in your mind. So, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, you've said you're an 8 out of 10. What needs to happen for you to be a 10? And then shut your mouth. Okay, I'll say that again. You're an 8 out of 10. What needs to happen for you to be a 10 out of 10? I want them to think about this right now. I want to listen out. Now, you might have to coach them a little bit and help them a little bit with this, but you want to coach them into a 10, which basically means go back to the pain. Make it hurt more. People move because of pain, not pleasure. It's shown in statistics. People will run from a burning building before they run towards their dreams. It's just how we are. So tap into the pain again to get this commitment level up to a 10 out of 10. Once they're at a 10 out of 10, and you're happy and you've calibrated on their body language, they're not lying to you, then you move into the close. This is when you actually ask for the sale, because all of this is the selling. The close is completely different to the sale. This is where you ask for the money, okay? Now, I'll do this in a different video, but how do you ask for the money? You essentially just ask for the money. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Say, look, congratulations, you're a 10 out of 10. I'm super excited about getting started. What card would you like to put it on? Just go straight in and ask, okay? Just go for it. Just do it, okay? If you are going to meet some objections, then use your objection handling skills. Now, again, I teach this to my clients, but it's very, very simple. Agree with the prospect, reframe what's going on in their minds, and then go back into the close. It's very, very simple. You do this on repeat, you'll be absolutely fine. Once you've got the close and you've taken the money, don't do what most people do, which is just like go, well, we're going to get started next week and we'll put you into our distribution system and we'll tag you in our CRM. No, before you do that, congratulate the prospect, congratulate them. Most people are afraid of spending a lot of money. Your goal is to congratulate them. Why? Because they've linked negative feelings to spending a lot of money, especially if you're selling them, I don't know, training or something that's not like a holiday, for example. Most people spend money on a holiday and can't wait to go, right? They're super excited. But when it comes to making big investments into consultants or programs or something that they wouldn't normally invest in, you've got to congratulate them. Otherwise, they may experience a little bit of guilt and a little bit of buyer's remorse, okay? Get them to go and celebrate what they've done. Get them to go and do something brilliant today because they've done something great before you then move on to your next steps, which should be in your sales pipeline, in your sales process. What happens next? Tell the prospect what happens next, kick them into your distribution system, and happy days. So there you have it, my friends. This is my invisible close framework. I discovered this after doing over 22 million in sales personally and helping my clients generate over 200 million. This isn't based on theory alone. This is based on practice, but it's also deep rooted in psychology that most people don't want to talk about. You follow this pattern, I promise you, you will close more deals. So challenge what brought them onto the call, get curious about what they've tried already, clarify what the problems are, and then diagnose the issue that you can see, prescribe a cure, move on to the commitment stage, make sure they're 10 out of 10, close the deal, take the money, congratulate them, rinse and repeat. So look, if you found this video useful in any way, make sure you subscribe to my channel for much, much more like this. And look, if you want some help with this, I want to help you, right? If you're looking for someone to hold your hand, coach you, guide you, I'm always looking for people that I can help, but I can't help you if you don't have a product to sell. I can't help you if you don't have a desire to learn yourself. And I definitely can't help you if you're not someone who's going to take action. I really, really don't, okay? I just want you to win, but we have to win together. So if you want me to help you, comment down below or drop us a message. Let me know in any way or form how I can help you in some way to coach you and mentor you. I'd love to mentor you on this stuff and take your sales and your sales team to the next level and beyond. So let me know your thoughts down below. Did you enjoy this? Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell as well so you get notified every single time I drop new videos. And if you like this, share it with someone that needs to hear it. My name's Jason James. It's been an honor teaching you.